everyone, welcome to my channel. You see it there, Spam. Come on now, don't knock it till you try it. I've been eating this recipe for 40 years. A roommate in college of mine from Liberia, West Africa, prepared this for dinner one night. She was our master cook. Once I learned she could cook, you know, I didn't cook. And I mostly ate in the dining commons in college. And it made her stomach sick, as most international students that aren't used to American food. So let me show you the recipe, and its simplicity is absolutely delicious. You need a little bit of oil, and I have Spam. I have the 25% less sodium, and I did some research. That Spam is pretty much safe to eat. The other one is definitely bad for your health. So if you want to use Spam, please go to 25% off. Just as a nurse, I'd give you a little tidbit. Some black pepper, some seasoning salt, 1 onion, and some tomato paste. That's all you need. And I'm going to put it over rice. You can put it over potatoes. Hi, welcome to my channel. I'm Jennifer. If you're new here, welcome. If you've been here before, welcome back. You know, I upload 2 videos a week. I always include an inspirational quote and tell a controversial joke. I'm going to cut the Spam a little different than she normally cooked it. She cut it in slices. I'm going to do something different like the commercial. So I'm going to go ahead and put you guys on pause. Let's get cooking. Okay everyone, so I have my skillet up on pretty high. I just wanted to get hot. You just want a little bit of oil because you don't want this to be oily. This is just enough to put the Spam in. And I've diced it. When my girlfriend came on, she said that she didn't mind if I mentioned her name. She's from Liberia, West Africa. She moved here at 18 to Michigan to go to school, to go to college. And we ended up roommates, and she cooked all the time, like I said, because she didn't want to. She couldn't eat in the dining commons. She said it made her stomach hurt. And I got tired of smelling how good her food was. And I finally had to try it, and ever since then she became the chef. So this is one of her meals. And normally she would slice these, she did not dice it, but after all the commercials and they're dicing the Spam up, I thought I'd give it a try this way, plus it's a little faster. So what you want to do is get some color on the Spam. Like I said, I've got it up on high, and I've sliced my onions in rings. You do not want to chop them, you want to slice them. I should have used a mandolin, and I apologize if that offends anybody. I do all my cutting off camera. You guys get the gist of it. And I'm just going to go ahead and saute this Spam until it gets some color. And ever since she started cooking, she did all our cooking. And I have one more Liberian recipe to show you guys. She called me a couple weeks ago and said, when are you going to cook Spam a la 𝐃𝐈𝐒𝐂𝐋𝐀? And her name is 𝐃𝐈𝐒𝐂𝐋𝐀. I said, girl, I'm not calling it that, but I am going to cook it soon. So I texted her the other night and said, I'm going to definitely go ahead and make it because I'm tired of her being on my behind about it. And plus it's delicious. I don't eat it as often as I like. I only eat it like maybe twice a year because you guys know I don't like to cook, and this is not something Mark will eat. So I'm just going to go ahead and saute the Spam and get some color on. I'm put you guys on pause. Normally you cook the onions and the Spam together at one time, but I split it up since I diced it because when it's sliced, you can just flip them over. It's a little easier, probably a little faster. So I'll be right back. And don't forget I have a great joke and an inspirational quote for you guys. Okay, so it's been cooking for a couple minutes, and you want to get some color on it. You can eat Spam right out of the can. And just so you know, when America and Japan had their, I think it was World War II, don't quote me on my history, this was one of the main foods that the government flew into Hawaii, because it's an island, for the soldiers to eat. And after the war was over and most of the soldiers went back to the mainland, this is still a big popular thing in Hawaii, Spam. You can find it at every restaurant, some kind of variation of some kind of dish. They even do Spam sushi. They absolutely love this stuff over in Hawaii. I would never eat it out of the can. It's ready to go out of the can. That's why it's probably so bad for you, because of the high salt content for the preservative. So you see I've got the Spam pretty much brown. I'm going to go ahead and take that out of the skillet. And then what I'm going to do is add the onions. Cut the fire down a little bit. Now you want to cook these just to you want to season them. I'm only using seasoning salt. I know you say more salt with this, but that's all she used when she made this. I'm going to add a tiny bit more oil to this. So I just want to cook these onions down just for a little bit. Then you put the Spam back in there, and this is cooked like in a tomato gravy. And how can you not like tomato sauce in gravy, as a gravy? Because, you know, if you like tomatoes or, you know, spaghetti or anything, it's just tomato sauce with that seasoning and spices. And this is just plain yellow onion. And I like a lot of onions. This probably isn't enough, and please don't chop them, because one thing I like about this recipe, cooking them like she did in rings, if you don't like onions, they're easy to fish out. you can just pull them out or pull them to the side. But the way you cook this, you cook it down for a while, and the onions become really soft and translucent, and they're just, they melt like butter, you know, in the rice. So I'm just showing you how I cook this. I'm gonna put you guys back on pause and get these onions going, and then we'll pretty much pull it together. And if you, thank you guys for watching, and thanks for everybody who tunes in. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, and share. I really don't like cooking, but this is one recipe. If you like Spam, you know the commercials, so knock it till you try it. You will love this, and if you don't like Spam, give this a try. You might like it. And you can add peas and carrots to this if you want. If you want to do it for a family, you're definitely going to need 2 cans. And you see it's got some great color on it. So let me put you guys on pause and get these onions going. Okay, these onions are pretty much softened, but they're nowhere near done. So this is where I add the Spam back in, because normally when she prepared it for me and all the other times I've made it, this is the first time I've cut it in chunks. I put it all in at the same time and cook the onions and the Spam together. You can cut it back up on a little higher heat. I'm just sauteing the Spam with the onions. Now this is how you make the sauce that goes with it. You add tomato paste, and she says I add too much, but that's the way I like it. So I know she's going to critique this and complain, but you have to cook the tomato paste. You can't just put it in like this. It has to be cooked. You have to go ahead and cook it in with the Spam. Not enough. I normally use it out of a can, but since I have it in this tube, it's kind of hard to gauge. I normally put just a big whopping dollop in here. And you just want to make sure you coat the meat and the onions with the tomato paste, and as they call it, frying it, because it brings out the flavor of just using plain tomato paste out of a can or out of a tube. So I'm just going to cook that down for a few minutes. Make sure that's good and sauteed. And like I said, I like a lot of tomato paste in mine, so I'm going to add a little bit more and then call it a day, just to keep her from killing me. Just make sure you cook this. You don't just put it in and go for it like that. And then all you add to this is you add your seasoning salt. I know it looks like a lot of salt, but it's not. Remember, this is low sodium. And black pepper. And then to this, to make the sauce, you just add plain water. That's it. And this is what you put over rice. Sometimes we have it over potatoes, it depends. I like it both ways. So I'm gonna add a little bit more water to this. It's one of those, I apologize, I can't really measure for you. I made her teach me this recipe and fried spinach before she left to go back to New York. So after you get this like this, you put a lid on it, and then you let this saute for about 15 or 20 minutes. So I'm gonna come back in about 15, 20 minutes to show you guys what it looks like and tell you guys my joke. Okay everyone, I've got it up on pretty high just to tighten up the sauce. It's not supposed to be a lot of sauce in this. It's supposed to basically just be enough just to cover the meat. So I'm gonna put you guys on pause, turn the camera around, and tell you guys my joke. Okay guys, there you have it. I've spooned it over rice, and as you see, most of the sauce is cooked down. I usually like it in a lot of sauce, but it's not supposed to be that way. This is the correct way to make it according to the Liberian recipe that I was taught. So let me tell you guys my joke. So there was this guy who just moved to Miami. He was sitting in his living room scrolling online. All of a sudden his eyes got big. He just found a brand new job opportunity. He grabbed his keys, jumped in his car, raced down to the address. The man jumped out of the car, ran through the front doors, and realized he had to calm down. He took a deep breath, straightened up his shirt, wiped the sweat off his forehead, and then walked up to the desk clerk. He said, "I'm here for the job opening, the gynecologist assistant." He says, "That's what I think it is. He says, "Is that what I think it is?" The clerk smiled and said, "Yes, it is. In this position, you will prepare everything for the doctor. Every female client that walks through our front doors, you will escort them to the room. You will have them stripped down naked. You will wash their private parts. If they need to be shaved, you will put some shaving cream on them and you will shave them. You will then get some gel and lube them up real good and have them prepared for the doctor's examination. This job pays $80,000 a year." The man said, Yeah, I need this job. Sign me up, sign me up." The clerk says, "Calm down. First you have to fly to Africa." He said, "Africa, is that where the job is located?" He said, "No, that's where the end of the line is right now." Yeah, I thought that was pretty funny. So anyway, if you like this video, like I said, please like, subscribe, and share. This is absolutely delicious. Like I said, if you're gonna do it for a family, you're gonna probably need 2 cans of Spam. And if you wanna perk it up, add some carrots and peas or any other kind of vegetables you like. But as I said, thanks for watching. Hope to see you on the next one, and God bless.